Hello, this is Chetan Narula reporting for Cricket World, and this is day 5 of the first test match, and you can see behind me the entire Newlands Stadium is totally empty. There are few people about because India have an optional practice session today, and when I say that, why India had a practice session today? Because they've lost the first test by 72 runs, match finishing within 4 days, and technically it finished within 3 days because day 3 was completely washed out because of rain. And well, South Africa have indeed taken a 1-0 lead in this 3-match series. So just going over what the scorecard says, South Africa won the toss, opted to bat first. It was a green top wicket as we had talked pre-match. They were bowled out for 286 runs. Bhuvneshwar Kumar taking 4 wickets. At one stage, he had taken 3 wickets in his first 6 overs. And South Africa's scorecard read 12 for 3. AB de Villiers came out and played a magical innings like the magician he is with the bat. Only he could do that, and he did it on a green top wicket, and got the momentum turned on that first day, got it back in South Africa's direction, and they were able to score a lot of runs. 286. You had Vernon Philander scoring some quick runs, Quinton de Kock scoring some quick runs, and Keshav Maharaj was dropped on 0 by Shikhar Dhawan. He also went on to make 30 odd runs. So 50-60 extra runs South Africa got. They could have been all out for 220. 220 would have been a lot after being 12 for 3, but they finished with 286, which was always going to be a challenging total. India, for what happened to them, they were 209 all out. They were reduced to 90 odd for 7 at one stage. Vernon Philander, Dale Steyn, Morne Morkel and Kagiso Rabada doing the wonders. On day 1 already, India had lost 3 wickets. They were 28 for 3. The match was progressing so quickly, and on the next day they were reduced to 92 for 7 before Hardik Pandya scored his second test half century. 93 of 95 balls. He rescued India single-handedly that day and got them to 209. And then he also took 2 wickets to help even things out and finished day 2 in equilibrium. So there were 6 sessions, and you couldn't say which team had won which session. It was a match hanging in balance, such a brilliant pitch, and a bit of a roller coaster of a test match. And then day 3, everybody put their feet up, ordered some coffee and snacks, and we watched the rainfall. It was a bit of a drought situation in Cape Town. There's been not too much rainfall in the last 1 year or so, and it was a welcome change. Sometimes cricket needs to take a back seat, and you just see that there are more important things to take care of, and the rain was very welcome. It's a beautiful city, shouldn't be suffering like this, and I hope that that rainfall perhaps helped things just a bit. A lot of people saved rainwater. There were so many pictures on Twitter, collecting water in their buckets, not letting the rainwater go waste, and that was something good to see. Right then, play resumed on day 4 morning, and everybody was thinking how many South Africa will get. They'll perhaps put 350 on the board, and India will have to chase down, and the match will go into day 5. What happened instead was Mohammad Shami and Jasprit Bumrah, who had looked off colour in the first innings, they came to the party, shared 6 wickets between them, and South Africa, who was 65 for 2 and a lead of 140 odd, they collapsed for 65 runs, just more. 65 for 2, 65 for 8, and they were bowled out for 130 in their second innings, leaving India with just 208 runs to get in the second innings. And we were looking at an improbable, a come-from-behind victory for India. And also because Dale Steyn was ruled out. He's come back from injury after a year with a shoulder problem. He was ruled out in November 2016, worked so hard, came back, and there was such a big roar here when Dale Steyn bowled his first over on day 1 in fact, when the Indian first innings began. But then shortly on tea time on day 2, he had walked off with another injury. This time his ankle was bruised, and he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, effectively out of this test series as well. Might just come back for the latter half of India's series, but that's again being too optimistic. But he might just be available for the Australia's test series here in March. But that was a huge blow for Dale Steyn, a huge blow for the Indian cricket fan fraternity as well, because they want to see Dale Steyn bowl. He's the champion bowler that he is, In his absence, South Africa had 3 pacers and 1 spinner, Keshav Maharaj. Keshav Maharaj didn't bowl too much because Vernon Philander rose to the occasion, put his hand up on his home ground here as everybody watching him cheered him on. He took his career best figures of 6 for 42. India bowled out for 135 in their second innings, lost the first test by 72. So a few talking points from both sides. South Africa obviously will have to make the change. They've added 2 pacers to their squad for the second test. We'll have to wait if they bring in an all-rounder, Chris Morris, to just beef their bowling up, beef their batting up, which looks like the most logical option going into the second test, where the ball will be swinging a lot more, hitting the deck sharper. For India, they'll have to think about a few things. They had Shikhar Dhawan playing 2 horrible shots in 2 innings, just couldn't get his feet, playing pull strokes, giving up catches, very, very loose shots, very, very poor shot selection. Ajinkya Rahane not picked for this test match, a bit of a disappointment for the Indian vice captain. On form, Virat Kohli said that was a decision made on form, and it cannot be denied, because if you're picking just the 1 middle order batsman, extra middle order batsman, you're playing with only the 5 batsmen with Hardik Pandya, then it had to be on form. Rohit Sharma coming into the series with 300s across formats, and Ajinkya Rahane a bit off colour against Sri Lanka in the test series. So that was a logical choice. It did not work. So will India go back to the drawing board? That is a big question. Also, Jasprit Bumrah bowled well in the second innings, but looked a bit off colour in the first. Looked like an ODI bowler in the first, gave away too many runs when the onus was on controlling runs. So with the experience of Ishant Sharma, the express pace of Umesh Yadav sitting on the bench, India will have a few decisions to make. I'm signing off right now from Cape Town. We're going to Johannesburg tomorrow, and then I will be back with looking ahead to the second test match, which starts on Saturday in Centurion.